Hey everybody, we have some more thunderstorms coming in this afternoon, so I want to take advantage of what little bit of decent weather I've got right now, and we are going to do a real quick water change on my pond here. I actually don't mind doing water changes on the pond here. It's such an easy task. We're going to take a bucket, we're going to dump a bunch of water out, we're going to put a hose in, and we're going to put a bunch of water back into it, and that's going to be about it. So first, let's start by having a look at what the pond looks like now. So everything is doing well. I lost that one koi a few days after I bought it, maybe a week after I bought it, and so I'm not chalking that up to anything wrong with the pond. I'm just going to say that was a new fish that didn't make it. That's fairly common, and so I'm not too worried about it. Since then, I've not lost any fish naturally, or that I know of. I can't swear that none have been lost to predation, but it does not seem as though I've lost any to predation. And I would also assume that if a predator had found fish in this pond, it would certainly be coming back to it as a known source of food, and I do not see any kind of predators around this. I haven't seen any kingfishers, I haven't seen any herons, no raccoons have been around it, so I'm pretty confident that we haven't lost any fish to predation yet. Plants are doing well, everything's coming in nicely. I did plant a bunch of bulbs, and the bulbs were a little sketchy. I didn't really know whether they were going to come up or not, and so far it looks like they are not. But in the meantime, I planted a Rex begonia right here. The bulbs should all be coming up through here, some kind of iris or something, but it doesn't look like we're going to see them, as I said. So that Rex begonia should get fairly large over the course of the summer. Of course, these caladiums are starting to fill in nicely. I did put another coleus right here just to add a little splash of color. I have my little fish planter positioned right there. I'm not using it as a planter at the moment, but I just think it's a cool little ornament, so I have that set in front of the pond. Planted another begonia right here recently. Of course, my stone crop and all this is starting to grow in so nicely that it's already growing over the edge and starting to fill into the pond. The water lettuce is growing like crazy. I've tried growing that indoors before, but there's just not enough light indoors, and even in the limited amount of sunlight that this pond gets, it's just doing great. It's spreading and propagating, and before you know it, I'm going to have water lettuce that I need to get rid of. It's going to completely cover the surface. The other one that's growing crazy is this pickerel rush right here is growing like mad. I also put some elephant ears in a planter right here, and you can see the elephant ears are growing right up and out of the water, so that's pretty interesting. And then my gigantic elephant ear that I planted actually has this one, this one, this one, this one. It's a ring of them that are starting to come up, so it's doing its thing. It'll be probably late summer by the time we really see it in its full glory, but we should see some really enormous leaves coming off of that elephant ear. And then of course we have the additional little caladium right there. We have Squeaker coming out to join us. Apparently he's going to give us a helping hand while we get to work here. So that's about it. I do still have the 4 black koi that I put in here, and I do still have the 4 large feeder goldfish that appear black from the surface. They almost look like carp. They're so much bigger than the other fish in there, but they are actually just comet goldfish, and they're feeders. It's almost hard to tell the difference between them and the black koi. So that's about it for the preview. I'm going to go ahead and get the camera set up on the tripod so you can watch me do my water change. I am already sweating while I stand here shooting this video, so it's going to be fun dumping a bunch of water out of that tank, but let's get started. All right, buddy, watch out. The first few times I've done this, the fish were so scared of me that it was easy to do. I could just scoop the water out. But now the fish are getting so accustomed to me, I have to be really careful. They're really getting close to, ooh, almost got that one. They're getting really close to just getting sucked into the bucket. So this is probably going to take a little longer than I was originally thinking. Oh, wow, I don't know how well you can see that water or not, but that is some tea-stained water. Oh, I got one in there. There we go. All right, I think we're going to call that good for dumping it out. Hose has been sitting in the sun. I'm going to make sure I'm not putting hot water in the pond. All right, now it's just going to be a matter of letting it fill back up. Here's your before. And there's your after. So not really a lot to talk about on the after side. All I did was drain a bunch of water, as you saw. But I will add that as the pond was filling back up, I did take several more buckets and drain it back down and reduce the level again and let it started filling up again from there. So we did do a little more of a water change than you actually saw on video. And full disclosure, I actually did find the rotten, shriveled up, dead carcass of one of the larger goldfish I was talking about in the beginning of the video. It was sort of tucked away behind all of the plants and the pump and everything over there, and when the water started swirling around, I saw it move out. So I got it out of there with the pond skimmer and we got rid of it. And so I have lost at least one more fish, and who knows, as little as was left of that fish, I could have lost some of the smaller ones that were, you know, deteriorated and eaten completely. But there wasn't much left of the one I pulled out of there, but it was definitely a dead fish, so I pulled that out. So I got a lot of the tannin out of there. You can see into the water nice and clearly now. You can see all the pebbles on the bottom. You can see all the fish swimming around doing their thing. Even the dark colored ones are standing out a little bit now. And that is pretty much all I did. I didn't do any plant maintenance or anything. But on the note of plants, I've been standing here wondering this whole time what this amazing smell has been. And it is one of our lilies has finally opened up. We have quite a few of these that are going to open. We have a couple there. We have one right there. And we have a couple right there. But that one is already opened. And it smells amazing. I can never remember the name of it, but it is a stunning lily, and I'm really happy to have it open. You can smell it if the breeze is blowing in the right direction. You can smell it a block away. It's incredible. And so tomorrow we're probably going to have 2 or 3 of those opened up. They do stay open for a few days, and that will make for some amazing fragrance out here. So we're getting into full summer. I really need to get out here and do a yard tour. All of our hostas are in bloom. We're pretty much at full flower at this point. We do have a few things that have yet to open, but some of those tend to open after we're past the sort of full peak summer explosion of flowers, which is going on right now. Our echinacea's open, all the rudbeckia, all the phlox, the lilies, just you name it, everything is open up right now and just looking amazing. So look forward to a yard tour coming up on my other channel, Dan's Outdoors and More. There's a link down below, or I will attempt to attach a card to this video or something, but it's easy enough to find. My other channel is Dan's Outdoors and More, and we will be doing a yard tour here pretty soon, and we're going to go over a lot of the damage that happened from the big storm the other night. Speaking of which, we have another big storm heading in tonight, which is why I wanted to get this taken care of and out of the way. So hopefully we won't be shooting any more power outage preparedness videos in the near future, but you never know. We'll have to wait and see how all that plays out. So there you go, everybody. There's just a little look at my pond before and after a little bit of pond maintenance. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, ring that bell, and you won't miss any notifications. And don't forget, I do a live stream every Friday and Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time, so you don't want to miss either of those either. So thanks for watching. See you real soon in the next one.